Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful day to dive into some juicy soap drama. We have so much to unpack right now, because we really need to talk about the Beyond the Gates recap from Monday, August 17. So let's start with Andre. Poor, stressed out Andre Richardson. He has been getting these weird, anonymous gifts, like that expensive champagne, and he has been so paranoid. So he finally goes to the mysterious hotel rendezvous. He just walks right into the lion's den. And who is waiting for him? Heather. Yes, Heather Armstrong. Joey Armstrong's sister. The Impaler herself. And she just drops this massive truth bomb on him. She reveals that she is Joey's sister. And that she used the name Wallach when she was overseas. Wallach. Just let that sink in. So she has this whole dark past, and Andre is tied to it somehow, which is just insane. But it gets worse, because Heather doesn't just talk. She tries to seduce him right there in the hotel room. She just throws herself at Andre, trying to get him into bed. But Andre actually does the right thing. For once, he refuses her. He pushes her away and tries to keep his distance. But you can tell he is absolutely terrified. He is shaking because Heather is dangerous. She is manipulative and calculating, and Andre knows she could ruin his life. So he runs out of there. And what does he do next? He goes straight to Uptown, and he starts day drinking, just throwing back the booze in the middle of the day to cope with the panic. Because his life is spiraling. His marriage to Dani is already weird, even though he doesn't even know the half of it. He doesn't know about Dani and Bill hooking up in the elevator during the tornado. So he is just drinking his fears away. And then Jacob shows up. Jacob Hawthorne, Naomi's partner, and Jacob comes over to check on Andre, because Andre looks like a total mess. And honestly, Jacob has his own massive problems, because Jacob is dealing with Naomi's BRCA gene diagnosis, and he has been so hesitant about her getting preventative surgery, like the double mastectomy. So Jacob is stressed out of his mind, but he still takes the time to check on Andre, which is nice. But it just shows how everyone in Fairmont Estates is just barely holding it together. And Andre is really on the edge. I just wonder when he is going to snap. Or when Heather is going to use whatever dirt she has on him. Because Heather is not leaving town. Joey has been screaming at her to leave the DMV. He wants her away from Vanessa McBride, because Vanessa is so naive and oblivious. And Heather has been faking tequila shots to manipulate Vanessa. But Heather is staying, and she is going to make Andre's life a living hell. So Monday, August 17 really kicks off this dark storyline for Andre. And I am here for it. But I also feel bad for the guy. Just a little bit. So let's shift gears, because we have to talk about the hospital. Bill Hamilton is still stuck in that hospital bed. And he is the worst patient ever. He always wants to work. He has a massive ego. And he is currently being secretly poisoned by his wife Haley, which is just wild. But on this Monday, August 17 episode, he gets a visitor. Tomas. Tomas comes to the hospital to bring Bill some work documents, because Bill refuses to rest. And Tomas tells Bill something super interesting. He assures Bill that Caroline knows nothing. Caroline Lee, Bill's assistant, knows nothing about what? Is it about some shady firm business? Or is it about Haley? Because Caroline and Haley have been playing this intense game of cat and mouse lately. Caroline is starting to see Haley's manipulative side. So Tomas telling Bill that Caroline is in the dark is a big deal. But Tomas is just a kiss-up. He just wants to please Bill, because Tomas is feeling so insecure lately. But then Tomas leaves the hospital room, and the real heavyweight steps in. Vernon Dupree, the patriarch of the Dupree family. And Vernon is not playing around. He marches right into Bill's hospital room, and he just lays into him. He frankly questions Bill about his relationship with Dani and his intentions. because Vernon knows Bill is toxic. Bill is a chronic cheater. His zipper never stays up, and Vernon is sick of it. So he gives Bill a harsh warning. He tells him to not repeat the past and to not mess up Dani's family life, because Dani is married to Andre now, even though Dani is acting like a fool, kissing Bill's hand while Haley walks in. Just hypocritical and desperate. But Vernon is doing his job as a dad. He is protecting his daughter, and I was cheering at my screen because someone needs to put Bill in his place. But Bill is so stubborn, he probably won't listen. He just lays there, vulnerable but still dangerous, and Vernon leaves him with that heavy warning. Just a great scene for Monday, August 17. So much tension. And speaking of tension, we need to talk about Tomas and Naomi, because their relationship is just falling apart, both professionally and romantically. The tension between them is escalating so fast. Tomas is just so bitter. He hates that Naomi has authority at the law firm. He thinks it is all nepotism because she is Bill's daughter. And Tomas feels so emasculated because he works hard but he can't get ahead. And Naomi is just overwhelmed. She has the BRCA gene stuff. She has Jacob being unsupportive. She has her mom Dani acting crazy over Bill. So Naomi has no patience for Tomas and his bruised ego. And they just clash constantly. It is clunky and messy. But that is what makes it so good. Tomas is just spiraling. He wants to be a big shot, but he keeps getting knocked down. And speaking of getting knocked down, Tomas goes to the Atrium later, and he meets up with Kat Richardson. Yes, the same Kat who publicly rejected his marriage proposal in front of the entire Dupree family, which was so embarrassing. But Tomas is a glutton for punishment, I guess, because he tries to talk to her. He asks her for some private time, just the two of them, hoping maybe she changed her mind. Or maybe he can win her back. But Kat is not having it. She politely but firmly rejects him. Again, she shuts him down and refuses to give him that private time. And Tomas has to leave, just completely disappointed and hurt. And I am just like, dude, take a hint. Move on. Kat is on a healing journey. She survived a transplant. She doesn't need your insecure drama. She is busy doing bigger things, because Kat is actually teaming up with Chelsea Hawthorne, which is a huge deal because they used to fight so much, especially after Chelsea used Kat's transplant story for that live stream with Eva without really asking. But they have moved past that. They are pivoting. And now Kat and Chelsea are combining their fashion senses. They are super busy with their business plan. They are launching a brand new handbag line, and they are putting all their energy into it, which is so refreshing to see. Two strong women working together instead of fighting over a guy like Tomas. And to make it even better, they get some advice from Anita. Anita Dupree, the matriarch, who just survived cancer like an absolute boss. And she is giving them useful business advice. It is just a wholesome family moment. Amidst all the chaos and poisoning and blackmail, the Dupree women are sticking together. And I love that for them. So that is the massive recap for Monday, August 17. But it just sets the stage for the rest of the week. Because the week of August 17 to 21 is going to be explosive. We have Madison Montgomery coming back to the DMV. And she is probably going to figure out that Bill's blood work is abnormal because Haley is poisoning. And then we have Dani cornering Randy Parker, trying to give him a plea deal to throw Haley under the bus. And Randy is just sweating bullets. He is terrified of going to jail, but he is also terrified of Joey Armstrong because Joey is watching him closely. And if Randy tries to run, Joey will catch him. Or Haley will just frame him as a jealous lover who acted alone. It is all connected. The web of lies is so thick, and I am just typing furiously, trying to keep up with it all. because Beyond the Gates is giving us everything right now. And I just have to circle back to Dani for a second. Because while Andre is out here day drinking and having panic attacks over Heather Wallach, Dani is just living a double life. She is interrogating Randy Parker, trying to play the hero, offering him a plea deal to expose Haley's poisoning plot. But Dani is just a massive hypocrite. She slept with Bill in the elevator. She is kissing his hand in the hospital. And she has the nerve to act like she is the moral compass of Fairmont Estates. It is just wild to me. And Andre is completely oblivious. He thinks his marriage is fine. He is just worried about his own dark secrets. But little does he know, his wife is keeping the biggest secret of all. The Dupree family is interrogating Dani. Nicole and Anita are demanding the truth. But Dani just keeps lying. And it is going to blow up in her face. So between Heather's blackmail and Dani's cheating, Andre is doomed. Absolutely doomed. And let's not forget about Deanna and Noah. Deanna McBride is so focused on getting revenge on Joey Armstrong for her dad Doug's death. But now she met Noah Rollins, Kial's son. And Noah is so charming and innocent, and he is totally distracting Deanna from her dark plots, which is probably a good thing, because Joey is dangerous. Joey is dealing with Heather and Randy and Vanessa. Vanessa is just so naive. She is letting Heather manipulate her, and Joey is furious. So Deanna needs to stay out of the crossfire. But this is a soap opera, so she probably won't. Anyway, I am exhausted. My fingers hurt from typing all this raw info dump. But you guys needed to know exactly what happens on Monday, August 17, because it is the catalyst for everything. Andre's dark past with Heather. Vernon stepping up to protect Dani from Bill. Tomas being a total loser and getting rejected by Kat again. And the Dupree women building a fashion empire. It is all happening. So make sure you tune in. And let me know in the comments what you think about Heather being Joey's sister. Because that Wallach reveal is going to haunt Andre forever. Okay, I am going to go get more coffee. See you next time.